Good afternoon, folks. This is Deb, and you can consider this your pre-election pep talk. So, tomorrow, I expect that we are going to put Kamala Harris in the White House, that we are going to win the Senate and expand the Senate, and we are going to take the House back. But I don't want any of you people to just think you can sit at home tomorrow, because that's not the case. All right? You can take nothing for granted, particularly with Donald Trump on the other side of the ticket. I watched a video yesterday from a guy named Joe Walsh, who was speaking to Republicans in New Hampshire. Now, for those of you who may not remember who Joe Walsh is, and no, I'm not talking about Ringo's brother-in-law. Nope, not that Joe Walsh, not the musician. I'm talking about Joe Walsh, who was a former Tea Party congressman. And I remember Joe Walsh because I couldn't stand him as a Tea Party congressman, and I thought the Tea Party was just about the worst that the Republicans could throw at us. And then came MAGA. So when a Tea Party congressman is terrified of MAGA, that's a pretty bad sign. He was telling people in New Hampshire, and rightfully so, that we need to put Kamala Harris into the White House decisively, and that we needed to win up and down the ballot decisively, or the MAGA movement will live on here. Essentially, the Tea Party movement morphed into MAGA. There's a lot of old Tea Party money that went into building MAGA during the whole COVID thing. And I did a big thing on all of that back in 2020, okay? We need to kill the MAGA movement. And the way we do that is in a landslide victory. We need to eliminate as many of the 170 election deniers in the House right now. And we need to eliminate what we can in the Senate. Some of the MAGAs in the Senate are not even up for re-election until 2026. Most notably, Ron Johnson and Mike Lee. But there are others. We cannot win or eliminate all 170 in the House in one election. I don't believe that that's possible. But we need to vote up and down the ballot blue and get rid of as many as we can, because in 2 years, we are going to have to defend the seats we take back and continue to move MAGA out. End of story. That's just the way it has to be. And in order to make all of this happen, we have to change the way we look at elections in America. These aren't options anymore, okay? We can't take it easy. We can't sit out the midterms because there's no president on the ballot, okay? That's ridiculous. You have seen now what losing the House in 2022 has caused. It's created havoc all throughout our government. We can never do that again. Had we turned out at greater than 52% in 2022, we would not have lost the House. We literally gave up a 9-seat lead. Unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And it's unacceptable for a nation where we can vote. And for a nation where our elections are secure no matter what the GOP is telling you. It is embarrassing that we are 31st in the world in voter turnout. That has got to change. And that is on the American people. Every election matters, whether it is a presidential election cycle or whether it isn't. That means every midterm election, people need to turn out and vote, okay? You need to also remember the havoc that has been caused in local elections by putting people from radical right-wing organizations like Moms for Liberty, allowing them to win school district seats. You've seen the mess there. Yes, they are a disgraced group now, but that's not the point. The point is they created enough havoc here to sink the Titanic, and there will be other groups beyond them. We have to change the way we look at elections as American citizens, okay? It is absolutely critical that we at least participate at that level in our government. And you know what? That is the bare minimum you can be doing. There are other things, but we won't talk about that in this video. I am working with Dave on a Factivist Project video that we will expand on those points in that video, okay? My point is this. We have a nation that is only as good as its people, all right? How Donald Trump was allowed to rise to this level is beyond me, except for the fact that when I look back at 2016, everybody thought he was just this harmless carnival barking reality TV star. Donald Trump is a dangerous fascist. He is a dangerous fascist, obsessed with power and obsessed with money. And that is how he governs. Donald Trump must not be allowed to win tomorrow, okay? Donald Trump must also lose in a very decisive manner. We need to get out there in force. We need to win this thing in a landslide, and we need a Democratic Party trifecta to save democracy here. And then guess what? We can take a breather, but we need to be aware that it is not over yet, okay? It is not over. Even if we win tomorrow, we need to think beyond tomorrow. In 2 years, as I said earlier, we will have to defend the House again and eliminate more members of the MAGA party from our government. This is not a one-cycle thing. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. On to victory tomorrow, and I will talk to you all later.